Welcome to Finding Fuel. My name's Brittany, and today we're going to talk about what not to do when you're grieving. So, the should haves, the would haves, what if I had done this, what if I had done that. So, I was listening to a podcast like a little bit after Zachary died, and it was saying, I don't know exactly what it was, lots of like self help podcasts and stuff, just to kind of like make me feel better. Listen to people who were kind of going through the same thing as I was. But they talked about not constantly going into that like rabbit hole of I should have done this. If only I had done this and maybe Zachary would still be alive. I was doing that a lot in like my early grief after he had died. I was just kind of like, what if I had gotten there sooner? What if he lived with me at the time? What if I had have sped through that red light instead of stopping at it? I think all of these things, we're trying to think about how we could have changed that scenario in some way. But the truth of the matter is every time we think about a should have, would have, if I had have done this moment, it's always leading us to the same result. So the result is that Zachary is gone. I can't bring him back. No, nothing can bring him back. So every different scenario that I'm going through still leads to Zach being gone, which sets me up for failure, right? My fiance, Zachary, passed away a year ago. It'll be a year ago in just a couple of days. And in those early days of grief, I thought a lot about what could I have done differently. I think we naturally, as humans, want to fix everything. I'm also like a control freak. So every single situation, I feel like it's my fault. My fault, or I could have somehow fixed this. But the reality of this mindset is that if our loved one is gone, we are just setting ourselves up for failure. And what I mean by this is that every different scenario that we come up with in our minds, because this is normal, right? Our minds are constantly thinking of different scenarios because we are trying to fix something. We're trying to fix it. It's natural, it's human nature that we want to fix things that are wrong. Or how can my brain kind of wrap my mind around this grieving? How can I wrap my mind around this event, this significant loss in my life? How can our brains are like, I have to make sense of this moment. I have to make sense of why this happened to me. So it's natural for us to try to think about every single different scenario and how that would have changed it. If I had have just run that red light instead of stopping at it, would Zachary still be here? So everything about that night, when it was just him and I thought about every different scenario of if I had have changed this one thing, that maybe Zachary would still be with us. So Zachary isn't here anymore, and nothing can change that. Every different scenario that I run through my brain doesn't bring Zachary back. And so every time I think about every different scenario, I'm just further and further going down the rabbit hole of failure, because every different scenario my mind can come up with still leads to that end result of him not being here. And so I think it's important for us when we're going through those moments of our minds wanting to tell us these different scenarios of how we can kind of fix it in our mind. In reality, we can't change it. So it's not helpful to go through these thoughts. It's not helpful for us to think about every different scenario. So I do urge you, if you are in that place where you can't stop your mind from shutting off these different thoughts, the next time something pops into your head, shift it. Okay, thank you for coming into my mind. Thank you for trying to protect me in this moment, but it's not helpful. And okay, I'm acknowledging this thought that's coming into my mind, but I'm choosing to let this go. And every time it will try to come back and come back and come back. But if you can try to push these thoughts to the side, it will be a lot better for your mental health and it will help you heal as it's are not helpful. Eventually, over time, after telling these thoughts to shut up and go away, they eventually will. And hopefully that can bring you a little bit of peace. But it is a practice, it does take time, and that's okay. It's part of the grieving process. I have created the Finding Fuel Circle. It's inside of the app called Circle, and it's a place where we can talk more about what's going on in our personal lives surrounding grief. It's where I prompt people to kind of open up and talk about how they're feeling. You definitely do not have to. It is optional. You can just join the group and scroll through it to kind of have that community at your fingertips. And participate, don't participate. It's just a safe place where we can all come together. Like I've said in a previous video, I did a grief group a few months ago, and it was the first time that I had really felt seen as a young person who has lost my closest person in my life. And it was really, really beneficial to my healing process and my growth throughout this process. So if you're interested, click the link below and I'll see you soon.